Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and this is Labyrinth Lesson 5 of 6, and we will be adding 4 more tangles to this, fragments of tangles, and combining them to work our way around our labyrinth. And today we're starting out with W1, and I'm going to show you W1. I'm going to have to come in on it. It's right here. This is W1. It's a little different tangle, and we're going to put it around this corner because we're going around. It has a nice little scallop out. And I'm going to repeat that in all my spaces first. And that's a cool tangle as it is. But the next little step, we're going to draw just a little segment. Just a cool little line inside of here. So let me come in a little closer. Kind of an Egyptian looking spiral. Come up along the bottom, then around the top. So got some little spaces. And there we have this tangle. And I thought, just for something a little different, I would darken this edge. I'm not going to fill it in all the way. I'm just going to broaden that stroke, so that it kind of gives this a little bit of depth and dimension to an otherwise kind of plain little tangle. So you can see how that really did, give that some depth there. Then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to just chalk in this area and then blend it. Great tangle, huh? Okay, now let's move on. I'm gonna take my 08 jelly roll and give that so we can follow that along that labyrinth path. And this one looks a little light. I think I'll just highlight that. And now we're going to do X4, which is a great tangle. You'd think I could remember the names, but I don't. So I love fragments because I don't have to remember names of tangles. And this one has, is just, the name kind of is back there somewhere, but I don't remember what it is. So we're just going to, and it's got such an organic look. And I'm just going to draw a few lines that come up, and then I'm going to bring this one down so it kind of touches into here, and then back so it has that look of being coming out of each other. Let's do this one again. So I'm going to curve it a little bit. So it comes over and it's going to touch that wall. And then it's going to come back and touch that one. And I'm going to bring this one back down. And then come the other direction. And it's just they kind of stack inside of each other. It's a great tangle. And we'll do one more. And that's the tangle. It's just a great tangle. I should have come in a little on that one so you could have seen me draw it. But now it needs some shading and some background. And so for me, I think that this one needs the background colored in so it kind of stands out. And you can see how that just kind of pops that one out so that you can see it. And a little shading helps on this one. So we'll just take our white pencil and give it a little white down here and a little gray there, so, and there we have it. Now we can move on to our next tangle, which is T3, which is just so simple yet just has such a brilliant look. This is T3. So I'm going to rotate my tile around, and again I'm going to just kind of section off my areas, and then we just draw diagonally. I'm going to put my first, it's kind of a little kind of an eye looking, and then we just echo around them. We can even put a line down the center, and then I'm going to rotate so that I've got it going the other direction. I'm going to just kind of section it off because we're going to kind of stripe this. And you kind of notice how they kind of bellow out a little. One more here. And now we're going to fill in the background. So I'm just going to start in the corner. I'm going to leave a little highlight. So I'm going to leave a little spot that isn't colored. I have a little sparkle or a highlight in here. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to just put a little stripe down the center of that. Okay, I have to turn this so that I can go this other direction because that's just me. And you can see how just this tangle is always been an amazing tangle. Our last one. And you can see how that is just a pop tangle. Now, our last one for lesson 5 is, I don't know if I would have originally chose this, but I saw it done in the fragment book. So we're going to do the next one, which is Q3. So let me bring it over so you can see Q3. And this is Q3 right here. And it's a cool tangle done. And so we're going to come and do it right along this side right here. And again, as per se, we are going to, I'm going to grid it off, and I just use a very light stroke with my pen. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6 sections to do this particular one because of the way it turns out. And then we're going to come in, and I'll better scan in so you see. Let's adjust this camera so. Okay, there we have it. And we're going to start in and make a teardrop shape. And they just kind of pile on each other and then a line out. And then we're going to repeat this going this other direction. So we have 2 of them, they're kind of going in opposite directions of each other. So then we're going to skip over here, and I'm going to put it in. So we have another one, and then I'm going to skip. And you can see it's just a fragment of the tangle. And it's done all along there. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to aura this tangle. Because I like to just kind of do something that's a little bit different. And then I decided that I would take my brown 01 and I would fill in that little aura part, that little stripe. And what I'm trying to show you is that you can take a tangle and really do it lots of different ways, and it creates just something completely different. And you may think of another way to do this that is even completely different from that. And then I looked at it and I thought, it's just still needs something. So I thought, I'll just do some echoing. So I just decided that I would just echo this line coming out, going both directions. And I decided, oh, I think I'll echo this line. And I'm using a very light touch, so it kind of skips along. It's not a real dark line. Very light pressure. And when you finish here, it doesn't really look like you gridded off anything. In kind of a sense, it does. And then I'm going to take my 08 Jelly Roll, and I'm just going to put a little white dot in those centers, and it just kind of helps that just pop out. And you can see just how cool that is. Okay, I'm going to need to put my white in my border, so that I've got my little white in my border. And there we have the completion of lesson 5. We have one more lesson left to do. I'm excited about the Labyrinth. It's been a great journey, very relaxing for me, and an anxiety reliever. I just read an article from Rick and Maria, and I will put a link to it in the description below about how they've proven that Zentangle relieves anxiety. We all knew that, but you know, they have to do studies to prove it, and we're grateful for Rick and Maria and their wonderful wonderful Zentangle and how it's benefited all our lives. It's benefited me immensely, and that's why I share. And just remember, you can get all the supplies I use here on my website, and that helps support this channel. Thanks again, and have a great day.